Hey, this is Andrew with GY6 Vids. I got another ballistics test for you today, guys. This is going to be based on the Barnes TAC-XPD. These are meant for strictly personal defense ammunition. They are solid copper and they allow for massive expansion. They have a very unique look to the round. The projectile itself has a unique coating on it. They call it the Technichrome or Technichrome. Apparently it's supposed to allow for easier feeding onto your feed ramp into your barrel, so less chances of jamming in a personal defense situation. And so far, this is the most expensive handgun ammunition I've seen for personal defense. Beats out Hornady Critical Defense, Critical Duty, PDX-1s, all those rounds that I love, and this is still more expensive. So I'm going to test it thoroughly today and find out if it's worth the bucks. Personally, I think there's probably a lot more money into it because of the flare and the commercializing of the box, but we will see here in a second. I do like Barnes a lot, so I'm hoping these perform properly in the way they say they're supposed to. First shot I'm going to take is going to be straight through ballistics gel. After that first shot, I'm going to put denim in the front of it, and we'll see what happens there. That could affect clogging purposes because this round, as you can see right now, is a very large hollow point cavity. It looks like a damn soup bowl. I mean, you could take shots out of this thing, for God's sake. So hopefully it doesn't get clogged. Hopefully it expands well through the denim. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add ribs, because I keep getting a lot of comments saying put ribs in your gel or put some sort of sternum or bone or thicker meat in front of the gel to represent an actual human analog for a chest cavity, because you do have that breastplate bone and also the ribs that you got to shoot through. So I got these little pork ribs I'm going to stick inside the gel. We're going to cut a slit open in the front of it, and we're going to put these down in there. My goal is to hit one directly, have it explode on impact, obviously is what's going to happen, and see what happens to the ammunition after that. And that's going to really put these Barnes personal defense rounds to the test. And if that test goes well and this actually acts as something that's really unique and cool in the gel, and you guys like this aspect of me adding this to the gel test, you can click like and you can comment and let me know, and I will start adding more ribs to my future videos. I plan on doing this against a personal defense 223 round out of my AR-15 to see what happens when 223 round hits regular gel and then hits bone and then into gel. See how much fragmentation and how much deviation the round does to the gel. So we will see after the test. But that's the 3 stages: one shot without denim, one shot with denim, and one shot with ribs and denim. Alright, so we are 10 feet away from the target. Got the chronograph set up and the GoPro on high speed. We'll see if we can get a good shot from this. So without denim, just straight gel. Always eyes and ears. See what happens. Alright, so what I thought was going to happen kind of did happen. I have a feeling that we had excessive penetration, and I can see where the round went. I believe I can see the round actually that fell in the ground in the dirt in the back. So, alright, let's check it out. I saw it fly through. Because I have amazing vision, I saw something fall. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Bam! I don't know if you can see that or not. See if I can grab this little booger. That's awesome looking. So far, it looks just like the holographic image on the box. I wanted to give you kind of a play-by-play where I saw this drop, and I wanted to just bring it onto the table. Pretty much doubling the expansion of the round from what it used to be, or the overall diameter. Permanent wound channel is not too severe. I mean, I've seen definitely worse. Usually you see a larger section here of expanded gel and a lot more trauma being caused. This one's penetrating all the way down and keeping, from what I can tell in that round, 100% weight retention. We'll weigh them in at the end. So let me throw another block up here and shoot it without denim and see what happens. Alright, so second shot, we're going to go through straight gel one more time. I put a second block behind us, an older block I have that I haven't cleaned up quite yet, so it's going to look all gummy. But it'll either way give us some good penetration distance and let us know where it's stopping. Alright, next shot. Ready to rock and roll. Looks like we caught her. Let's go get it. Alright, so very unique situation. I'm coming up on the gel, and these rounds, I don't even want to hear any comments by people. These rounds are meant for personal protection. They're meant for going into gel. They're meant to expand on even minimal amount of resistance. And guess what happened? So there's the second shot right to the right hand side of it, working its way down, as you can tell there's no expansion. It's just a straight, almost like, looks like an FMJ, and then you see a little bit of expansion here. And you work your way down further, gets to the end of the block, and guess what? Whoop. About 1.5 inches into the next block, nothing. It's just chilling here. Sorry, the block's a little bit blurry. This is a block of gel I haven't even polished up yet for another video, but I had it on hand just in case this happened, and now I've ruined a block of gel just for an extra 2 inches of penetration and a non-expanding round. I bet you anything the expansion is going to happen more frequently when you have material in the front of it, but still, with bare bones gel, second shot being tested, a non-expanding round. Well, this is why I do what I do, guys, letting you guys know. Now it's going to test it with some denim and see what happens. Okay, so that second shot didn't expand whatsoever. It went roughly 17 inches into the gel, about 2 inches into the next one. Each block is 15 inches. That is upsetting, to say the least, but I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater quite yet. I got to see how it expands with denim and also the ribs. I mean, granted, it didn't expand very much, but I'm going to give it its due, shoot a couple more rounds through the denim, and then through denim and ribs to see how well it maintains its overall weight retention and trajectory when going through harder surfaces. So we will see here in a second. Oh, and that last shot came in at 941 feet per second. The shot before that was 938 feet per second. So the velocity is very, very close, but still not expanding. That's a problem. All right, let's check this out. I'm gonna try to shoot just the right of where I shot last time. Shooting through denim is a little bit harder to see where you're going, but we'll see how it looks. It looked like it expanded and stopped a whole lot sooner with a little bit of resistance. So let's see what happens with this one. Let's take a look. So as I can tell right away, it looks pretty close to the first shot when it comes to primary wound channel. As you can tell, you can see a difference with overall penetration. The round stops right there. You have a lot of weight retention still with the round, and yet you're going to push past all the main bone and all the other main organs and push through it rather than stopping too soon. I like that amount of penetration right there. It's nice. We'll see it on high speed, how it looks with overall expansion for the temporary wound cavity, and then this is the primary wound cavity, which looks pretty great. Let's get to the last part. I'm gonna cut open the front face of this block right here, and we're gonna stick in some ribs vertically and try to shoot into them. What I've done is cut open the front face of the gel, giving roughly a 1/2 inch of gel in front, maybe even a little bit less, to simulate flesh in front of the bone, just like it would be on any type of threat you are encountering. This should look pretty neat. I got the GoPro set up to where it's gonna capture it, and it might just freaking explode. That last shot through the denim, by the way, was 919 feet per second, so a little bit slower than the first two, but still in that range. All right, let's take a look to see how this one does through the gel, and through the ribs, and through the denim. Ha! I think I broke a rib. Well, I'm hoping it broke a rib at least, because they went flying everywhere. So we'll see here in a second. Let's go take a look. There is pork ribs everywhere, so darn, I guess I'm gonna have to eat some more ribs for the next test. The last shot through the gel is coming in at 928 feet per second. It's in a roughly 920, 930 feet per second range, which is not bad. So hope you appreciate it. I'm doing a lot of work for this. I've been getting a lot of requests for the ribs factor, or questioning how a round would perform if it had ribs in front of it. So this will give you kind of an idea for that aspect. All the ribs kind of went everywhere. One of the ribs, though, I've seen is cracked in half, and there is a wound channel. Let's take a look. So this is one of the pieces of ribs that's on the ground. You can definitely tell it blew right through. Direct impact. So right out of the gate, you can see the shot that I hit. Boom, explodes. All that fragmentation is internal. You can see all the bone fragments flying out inside and going outward, and there is bone fragmentation quite a bit. So you can imagine if this was a closed cavity, when the round hits, boom, your ribs are going bye-bye and all inside your body. Just underneath the initial shot I had at the beginning of the video is the one I just did, and it's going to be pretty easy to follow. If you have to ask me which one it is, you're blind. This is awesome. I'm loving this shot. Look at all the bone fragments being pulled into the wound channel. So this is the primary wound channel, and you can imagine just you'd be hurting for certain. We'll see it in high speed on the GoPro, what it did to actual block for the temporary wound channel. It stops just a little bit sooner. I'm gonna measure it in a second to give you the exact distances, but this is awesome. So it's good enough penetration going through bone, through denim, through FBI grade ballistics gel, which is matching more of like muscle tissue than it is actual flesh. So if you're getting this much penetration through ribs and through gel, this is going to be a good round to use. So on this one, we're looking at 2.5 extra inches penetration through a 15-inch block. So 17.5 inches of penetration at its furthest point, even though it is facing the wrong way. Also, we have this round here, which is through the denim only, and that's looking at 1.5 inches less than 15 inches, so 13.5 inches of penetration. And this one here is running at 4.5 inches of less penetration, so you're looking at 10.5 inches of penetration through bone, which is fantastic. So 10.5 inches of penetration through denim, through bone, and still expanding properly. We're gonna get the weight here in a second. That's really good for a defense round. I like that a lot. Let's weigh them in and see what the weight retention is. This one is the third shot. That actually went through the bone and the denim. As you can tell in the middle of that, that is denim right there. It's all denim. Let's see if I can pull it out with this. Oh, Super Pro. That is a little denim wad, which didn't clog it. I mean, it went in there and it stayed, but the expansion you can see is a little janky, kind of a warped look, but that's pretty impressive. And it stayed in a straight shot. It didn't like flip around or spin or go down or go up. It stayed in a direct line. I'm pretty impressed. Let's weigh them in real quick. I'm pretty sure they're all 100%. Okay, so we're zeroed out here. Let's put the first round on it. Whoop. 186. I'm guessing maybe a little extra grain there due to some gel maybe sticking inside in that hollow point cavity. All right, let's weigh this one in. This is the second shot with the denim. See what happens. I'm guessing it's 100%. Original 185, 186. Once again, either Barnes is not weighing them properly, which I highly doubt because they're a good company, or there's just some gel stuck in there, which is my bet. There's a little bit of gel probably in the base of that, which I don't want to have to go digging around for. And then last but not least, the one that went through the bone and the denim right here. Let me guess, 186. Yep, 186. So, yeah, it's got to be a grain of gel in there somewhere, or they're just giving you an extra grain of weight. Either way works for me. So in the end, at the end of the test, I do like these a lot. These Barn TAC-XPD rounds are fantastic. Good expansion, or great expansion. I mean, that's pretty awesome looking. It's like a little throwing star. But in the end, going through layers of denim, through a thick piece of bone, exploding through that, still keeping good trajectory, good expansion, 100% weight retention, and a good wound channel. It's pretty cool. I like these a lot. The only thing about these that I would change, if I was Barnes, which I'm not, but if you're listening, put less money into the shiny, flashy box, okay, with the open window and everything else here, and your holographic image on the side. Put less money into this, and charge us less, and we'll buy it more, because this is really cool. I approve, but $32 a box for 20? Well, I guess my life is worth it, so I'm putting them in my gun. Big shout out before I say goodbye to my troll patrol. Thanks for having my back with all the people that are hating on me. It's to be expected when you're doing something that some people hate and some people like, and when you're giving your own opinion. So big shout out to GY6 Troll Patrol. Thanks for having my back in my comments. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GY6Vids. And then also you can follow me on Facebook at the GY6Vids Facebook fan page. Links in the description of this video for people that are on cell phones as well. Go follow me on that. Click the follow drop down menu so you can stay up to date with pictures that I post. Usually those pictures will let you know what the next video is for next Friday. So I hope you enjoyed. Leave some comments, click that like button, and I will see you next Friday. This is Andrew, GY6Vids. Later. America! 20 millimeter cannon. Oh. Taking a bow, everybody. Thank you. As he called redneck tree cutting. Can I get America?
America!